I'm going to be looking at why pastors' wives fail in marriage and in ministry. My name is Ella. I'll be right back. One of the reasons pastors' wives will fail in ministry and in marriage is familiarity with the anointed. You're privileged, you married a man of God. You should understand that familiarity breeds content. What is content? That feeling of worthlessness. Familiarity is taking for granted what you should adore. When you marry a pastor, we have the man and the man in a man of God. Okay? The pastor plays different roles in your life. Okay? We have the pastor, your pastor. We have your husband. The way you relate with your husband is different from the way you relate with your pastor. When you're familiar with your pastor, your husband, your pastor, it's good that you get weighed out easily. There are ways to relate. When your pastor is relating with you, there are actions, there are attitudes you should put up. And that same attitude should not be the same way you relate with the husband. That is your friend, your gossip mate, your lover, your baby, as the case may be. So I'm going to be looking at that in a different section. These different categories, there are others, and how to relate with them as such. So the moment you get familiar, you discover you cannot even draw from grace as a pastor's wife. And that's appalling. That way it's going to help. It's going to make your marriage go sour. That way you're going to be pretend, you get exhausted, you get choked up. So you're going to be living a lie upon lie. And the funniest thing, members are saying these things. And we'll be talking about it and So we'll be talking about it. Let it be there. All right. So familiarity, you need to watch it because it's destructive. It's possible to be with the man. You call your husband your pastor, and you are never familiar with it, but you do everything, you get intimate, you play, you do all that. But you should be able to know your boundaries as a pastor's wife. Then secondly, setting of boundaries. As a pastor's wife, you cannot be everywhere. You cannot do everything. The church is God's. Your first assignment is to your family. You cannot be everywhere. You can't do everything because when you do that, you'll be worn out. You'll be exhausted. And you cannot even invest in your children. And even get tired to even do household chores. Who says because you're a pastor's wife, you cannot do household chores? You let the members, they will come and dry clean your clothes. They will dry clean your husband's clothes. They will dry clean your husband along. You let the members, they come, they cook for you, they serve your husband, and some of them go as far as feeding him for you. Is that what you want? So when a pastor's wife gets through into the work of God, and because yes, you love God, I love God, everybody loves God, but wisdom demands. Wisdom is the principal thing. He said, get wisdom. There are certain things you need to prioritize. You give attention. Your first assignment is to your family. If you fail it, family-wise, you have failed. You have no business leading it as a pastor's wife. If you have failed as a pastor's wife in marriage, you don't have a business leading in ministry. So you should correct that, but learn to set your boundaries. Learn to say no. There are certain invites you cannot honor. You cannot be everywhere. And your marriage is suffering. Your children is suffering. You leave your children in the cold hands of the church environment. And you don't have much. The church is so polluted today. People raise your children for you. If they make a caricature of the gospel, they make a caricature of the church. Because you see, a pastor's child is worthless. A pastor's child is wayward. A pastor's child is into drugs. We as mothers, as a pastor's wife, you have a lot of role to play, spiritually and physically. You have a lot to do. But you cannot achieve that when you are everywhere. You are tired. You come, you're tired, you just relax like that. And you let your phone destroyed. Just like that. And tomorrow you say it is the work of the enemy. Which work of? Which enemy? Enemy is not even aware. Which work? So we need to watch it, learn to set boundaries. And when you don't do that, that's a very good reason for you to fail in ministry and fail in marriage. And lastly, when a pastor's wife is keeping too much close acquaintance with members, gossiping with members, you will not go far. Because every member does not have your interest at heart. In the first place, you are entertaining a member bringing a gossip story about someone. and you entertain it. Sometimes they will come in a way that we are helping the ministry. We want to help the ministry. We want to bring out also these pitfalls, some happenings in the church so that it can be corrected. You know members that are actually doing that correctly. And you know members that are actually doing that to destroy. And when you encourage such members, you get so close to members, you start discussing personal issues. You just go as far as discussing your marriage with a member of the church. That's an aberration. On no account, you should be a mother to these members. You accommodate them, but not to tolerate some of these excesses that destroys it, because members have different intentions when it comes to church. If you must keep close acquaintance, just get someone, a mentor very far from the church, away from the church, somebody you could talk to. You don't go that far. You don't bring yourself. I'm not saying you have to, yeah. I'm not saying that you have to raise yourself, you raise your shoulders, that you cannot. You want people to qualify you. No, that's not it. You're going to be a mother. And don't encourage this gossiping, closeness, too much closeness with members. And even if it's an elder in the church, be careful how you relate with these people. That way, if you don't do that, you stand a chance of losing your home without me. I've been living a life pretending to the world that everything is okay. But as marriage is no more, I'm going to just be worshiping, serving God, looking at our pastors, trying to copy the ones who can copy, and we move on with our lives. Thank you very much for listening. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. My Facebook handle is right there on the screen, and my Instagram handle. Do well to send a follow or a request, a friend's request. Of course, I will accept. I'll look at your profile and how it's set. And don't forget to also like, share, comment, criticize constructively. He's expected, even if it's the other way around. Thank you very much for listening. Till I come here next time, I remain Ella.